It can't. Bad news. The roof on Rogers Center is closed. The inclement conditions.
Minor league games, and it's fun to watch him. He throws that upper 90s fastball with that nasty. Gets hit around a little bit. He pitches very well against right-handed those pitches. I'm sitting more on the fast, see what he throws 2 strikes, so that way I can look for it. But you have
much of a dent in the deficit. A look at the lineup for the traded at the deadline. Instead, management decided to keep him and Marcus Stroman. And Chris Bassett knows that he has a challenge on his hands here this afternoon. They're the number on an 8-game hitting streak. As Bassett starts him with a strike for this team. Curveball, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, Tachman.
And he got him. Fastball up at the belt, strikes him out on 3 pitches.
2, and then throws that high cutter, and Tachman swings on.
Horner played predominantly shortstop last year. And
if you're going to be a championship club, you got to catch it first, and they can catch it very.
The 0-2, and a fastball misses outside. Go back to 5 going forward. But this time through, each Blue Jay starter was on a
season.
Cooper into left, a base hit. A nice job by.
Start in right is 15th. Matt Chapman, I don't care if he's made 9 errors, he's still the best third baseman. Guerrero and Kirk round out the defense.
And again, you got to keep an eye. Happ bangs one foul into the camera well on the first base side.
You know, I like.
Happ's got a very good eye. 78 walks drawn this season. That is 3rd in the major. Great combination for scoring runs.
Well,
that's called a ball.
Excuse me, Dan. What happens when you take
up and in, and it's 3-1. The first. And in the wild card race right now, they and the Reds are actually tied for the last playoffs. Horner, and it Howland back out of play. There he goes, going back, and makes the catch. As Horner,
now with that lacerated elbow, he had plenty of room, another step or 2 before he banged.
Remember in the playoffs, he was celebrating well. I mean, he swings hard, as you can see, but he's hitting for a much higher and off the top of the 1-2 again. Long run and a slide by Whit Merrifield.
Fence in left field. He ran a mile to make this catch and end the inning. Terrific play by Merrifield.
For offense wherever they can get it right now. Kirk being hot lengthens the lineup.
Just over 1. And he's a very.
No real changeup, no real curveball. So today.
Well, the Blue Jays need a lot. But you got to find a way.
That's outside, 2-2. Yeah, a few days ago, the Blue Jays were 3 up that when time allows. And Merrifield went around and he struck.
He's not a terrific outfielder, but he's working hard to get better. Jamer Candelaria was picked up at the trade deadline.
And then he drops one of those 4-seamer.
And there's a slider, big sweeping breaking ball. Right across balls.
Oh, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Stood up, decided.
Right-handed hitters, and it gets in on him a bit up first baseline, and Suzuki. Vladdy is pressing. And they're going to pitch you tough. Everybody knows who Vladdy is and what he's capable of doing.
Sends it foul down the right side, 1-2.
Good pitch right down the middle.
14, got to the majors in 2021. He's got the 2nd best ERA of any qualified pitcher in the majors this year behind. And he gets Guerrero with the slider, 2 down. Is back, but he's got room just a few feet shy of the
strikes, and I know I'm on the rest of the pitches, and I know I've got time to adjust to it. Can we get a side view? One of the side views.
Incredible moment. And the way the whole inning kind of developed, you know, Russell Martin hit.
You know, joy and relief all in one moment. There's a swing and a miss, and Dansby Swanson.
Jade, I'm glad everything went well.
It was terrific. Yeah, that 7th inning of that game, you know, Blue Jay fans were afraid this is how they're going to lose the game on a rule that ultimately was called.
You know, you talk about Vladdy admiring Bautista from afar. This guy right here, Chris, moment for him as well. I mean, you can't be a baseball player and watch a ceremony like that.
Swing and a miss, and Bassett strikes out Christopher Morel.
Throw it and when to throw it in a particular spot, and he had seen that Morel had hit the breaking ball foul.
Up in a deadline deal from Washington, and he went on a tear as soon as they got him. A nice addition.
You know, he's 17 for 37 out there and learned an awful lot about playing in the big leagues. It's interesting, too, his manager,
David Ross. And that strike three call.
That's
just a little bit later on in the ball game today. Here's a guy probably soaking a series at Fenway Park, and then got a dose of some pretty good major league pitching from the Cleveland.
Well, we talked to John Schneider before the game, as we do oftentimes, and against the lefty.
And a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Boy, but that cutter can tie you up as he strikes out Schneider.
It's the league, and you can see it starts out over the plate. Schneider was aware of it, but
takes that one a little bit low for ball one.
confident to throw it.
And Suzuki plenty of time to get to this one for the second out. Him saying, look, Cavan's having good at bats, and so they're putting him in there a little bit more.
I mean, that tells you all you need to know.
Whatever it is, they've got to do. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
You say Kikuchi had a terrific.
Foul back, 2-2 now on Biggio.
Opposite field.
A liner into right center, a two-out base hit.
Well, once again, that's when it was actually more of a slider, and Cavan was able to stay on it. But yeah, managers are.
Hey, Paul DeYoung not in the lineup. And he'll take it high. It's 2-0.
You know, one thing the Blue Jays haven't done an awful lot of is run much.
His rookie year, stole 14 bases, wasn't caught. The next it down the line.
I think it's very difficult when you're going through a stretch like.
And Swanson across it all to end the inning.
And then some. So it's great, though. The stadium is looking amazing, and the fans are turning up. So
you credit Cito Gaston and Dwayne Murphy. What specifically did they tell you that helped you become
the game was starting, I was fouling balls. Dug at it. They're like, listen, we just think you're getting.
That play by Santiago S.
He's got great defense.
Yeah.
Oh, little cue ball, spin move, and spin on the ball.
Well, before you were a Blue Jay, that fierce determination that you had to win a
playing, 11 with the 12-year-olds, 12 with the 13-year-olds. So I always had to fight for the extra hit and the
college, and you got your education started and your baseball career blossomed there. But how did that education and
they're like, no, your education is worth more than that. And that's why I ended up in junior long-term security. Sure thing. I just did it online mostly, and in the off seasons I used to.
With you as a Blue Jay, obviously, as Bassett walks Gomes, obviously it's the home run against Texas in the pitch. With all the energy going on in the building that night, do you remember what you were trying to tell yourself in that at bat?
I kind of do. You're not doing that again. See the ball up, and it, the first two were in the dirt. The other one was.
I think you did. Talk about the emotional stuff. Because he went up and down.
Look it around.